Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to DCA Adventure. I am Jay, back again with another cryptocurrency market update. If you love our content, please like, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications. Do not want to miss when I go live. Also, guys, this is not financial advice. I am not your financial advisor, and trading is super risky. Why don't you guys let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I changed a bunch of stuff around and added some stuff. We got a new controller and mic. I want to make sure everything's working. What up, Purple Haze, John Germain, Seb Chaps? What up, fellas? Thanks for stopping in. If you guys are interested in learning how to trade, want to get, or already know how to trade and want to get a good plan down, you know, tighten up a little bit on it, learn some things, looking for some sweet trading tools, indicators, or signal groups, join the DCA Patreon group, join my tier, Trading with the View, and by doing so, you're going to get access to a private channel for signals. We got bot channels, and we got some really sweet trading tools. What up, Crypto Dave? What up, Crypto Nico? You guys hear me? Hopefully you guys can hear me. So we all was expecting with this Fed raising interest rates that we were going to have some blood in the streets. So we do have a little bit of red in the markets, as you guys can see. Going over here to CoinGecko, my favorite place to look at the overall cryptocurrency market, you guys can see the Bitcoin is down 8.9% for the week, down 0.5% in the last hour, at a very critical support area here on Bitcoin. And we're going to get into the chart and see what's going to happen if we break below this support, where we're going to go. Sweet Crypto Dave, appreciate it, brother. Ethereum took a whopping 24% nosedive, coming in at $1,243. I'd take it a little bit of that has to do with the merge and mining being dead, which has been pretty sad. USD coin, just a minute ago, right before we started stream, it was actually down to 99 cents. You can see that is down that 0.1% for the week. BNB is down 5.2%, coming in at $265. Now, if you guys are in the Discord or you watch my videos, you know that I've been bearish. I've been screaming short. Anything that turns green and goes on a pump, you need to be looking to short it. And I've done just that with a test account on PancakeSwap. I've been testing the trading interface over there and kind of getting used to it, and I gotta say I really do like PancakeSwap perpetual contract trading. So if you do use PancakeSwap and use MetaMask, definitely check out that. Hang on one second, guys. If you are in the US, you will need a VPN to go over to the perpetuals. What you'll do is you just go over to PancakeSwap, and then you'll click on the trade tab and scroll down there to perpetuals. And once you go over there, it's going to ask you to connect your MetaMask wallet. And at that point, you need to have the VPN on, have it over in Hong Kong or wherever, just anywhere but the US. And smooth sailing after that. But anyways, I used the small amount I sent, like it was... altogether it was $72, but I did two separate deposits. One time it was like at $25, and then the remainder. But anyways, just in 3 weeks, under 3 weeks, I turned the $70-some into over $600 leverage trading over on PancakeSwap. So definitely check it out. And if you're interested in learning how to leverage trade, seriously join the Patreon group. You don't want to go at it alone unless you want to learn money or lose money and learn the hard way. I mean, that's totally up to you. But if you're interested in using leverage, definitely join. I will help you. It is very dangerous, very risky to use it, but when done properly, you can make some pretty good monies. What up, Oz? How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. I know some of you guys were over on the Crypto and Hot Rod stream that I was a guest on earlier today. I thought that went pretty well. Polkadot down 15.1%. And just so we are clear here, I'm not trading right now. There's blood in the streets. We're kind of, you know, if you hadn't got into a short or you didn't sell, I would, in my opinion, I would just sit on your hands and wait a minute here. We are going to look at the areas on Bitcoin though, and if Bitcoin does break down and we hit some of these lower levels that we have been talking about the last few months, it's definitely going to put the hurting on the altcoins, and obviously they're going to take a huge dive too. So we're at a weird spot, right? Like, should you sell? Should you not sell? Should you just hold on for the ride? Now, if you're investing, you know, then maybe hold on to your bag. If you're trading, definitely pay attention. Have your stuff ready, finger on the trigger. What up, Mikkel? How you doing, bro? Ham? Lido staked ETH, it's down 22.4%. I've been leverage trading a lot of this over on PancakeSwap. I've been leverage trading the new Ethereum too, ETHW. I've been trading it over on Pancake as well with leverage. It's been pretty volatile the last couple days, so it's been some really good trading. Ethereum Classic down 29.4%, coming in at $27.94. Litecoin down 15.3%, coming in at $50. So, I mean, lots of blood in the street for the week. We got some, you might see a little bit of recovery here in the hour, the 4-hour charts might see a little jump back up, but do not get excited. I don't think we're going to recover that fast. Chile's up 22.6% for the week. Man, this one I've made some very good money on. This is probably where I made the most money over on PancakeSwap. Yeah, I had to shut the mic off. Old lady walked down here. This, we'll look at it, but right around the 24-cent area is like a top for Chiles, or however the hell you say it, CHZ. This is like a NFT game coin. I do believe they're partnered with like NFL and some other stuff. So yeah, let's jump on over to TradingView. This is where I'm doing all my TA, all my crayon drawings over here. Definitely join this. You guys can get a free subscription. You don't have to pay for anything. You can sign up, use it for free. If you join the DCA Patreon group, then you will get tools that I have made for this. And the free version only allows you to use 3 indicators at one time, but when you use the DCA Adventure tools, there's like, you know, 8 to 10 tools wrapped up in one. So you're able to use a lot more tools using mine on the free version than you would be as normal, if that makes sense. We will jump down to the daily on Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin US dollar index. Now we drew this line not last week, but the week before. Last week we did not do a video, but the week before we had this trend line drawn in there. We had been respecting it quite well until now. And we all know that when we are trading trend lines or trading breakout trades, that when we break the bottom, this is when you go short, this is when you sell. So as soon as we had this candle break the bottom of that trend line, you could have taken your sell there. You could have done it here too and made money, and that's what's great about leverage. You don't really need a huge move to make big money. But this one kind of would have got you. You probably would have got stopped out here. You would have taken your short trade, put your stop loss just back up above the trend line, and probably got knocked out. No big deal. You live to trade another day. You see that we get back up here to that 50-day moving average. We kind of get back above it. Boom. All the way back down to that trend. And we finally break it. We break it, we close below it, we come back, test as resistance, we respect the resistance, and it closes again below there, and then the further drop. We even tried to get back to that 21-day moving average, and as you see, it does act as resistance when price action is trading underneath of them. This goes for all moving averages. If the price action is below the moving average, then it is resistance. If price action is above the moving average, it is acting as support. For anybody that's new here that doesn't watch my videos and wondered what a breakout trade is, breakout trade is basically a pattern, and this is not the greatest example, but just for example's sake, say you're trading this pattern, right? We don't trade inside the pattern at all. We wait for the break of the pattern. So in this case, it broke the bottom of it. We take a short leverage position. If the price action would have broke the top, we would have taken a long leverage position, and we place our stop loss back inside the middle of the pattern in case it reverses and comes back in. It'll knock you out and save you. What up, Sarth? How you doing, Broham? It's earlier for you now, right? Last time I seen you today, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning for you. Purple Haze, Bitcoin under 20K is going to look crazy in like 3 years. I agree with you 100%. 100%. And if we go out onto a weekly, we'll go out on a 3-day first, kind of get a little bit better of an idea. But this area right here is the only thing that's holding us up right now. That's our only support scrolled out here on the macro view. This back here is the 2018 bull run. This was a little giddy up we had in between there, or sorry, yeah, 2018. Little giddy up we had in the middle of there, but this is the area we've been talking about forever, about if Bitcoin fell to this area, this would be the only place that I see on the chart where we would stop, take a breath, probably trade sideways for a bit, and that's exactly what we have done. You can kind of say that we have a head and shoulders pattern playing out here. You got a shoulder, damn it, got your head, you got your other shoulder. I tend not to trade head and shoulder pattern as much with crypto, because with crypto I've seen it do the complete opposite way too many times. You'll see a picture perfect head and shoulders and then it pumps. So yep, it's 6:41. You get up early, man. But now that Bitcoin has broke this major trend that it's been following, this is acting as resistance now. And this is not good. Kind of draw it a little bit straighter like that. So if we keep respecting this trend line as resistance, right, and we keep respecting it, and we finally do blow out of there, the next area is going to be right around $12,000 to $11,000. That's right, I said 12 down to $11,000 Bitcoin, and it's so possible. I honestly cannot believe that this area has held us up this long. I really can't believe that we haven't broke it. Every time that price action tests support or resistance, it gets weaker. We are pulling buyers and sellers every time. So every time we come down and we test support, we're taking buyers out of the market. We're taking buyers out of the market. Taking buyers out of the market. Eventually, there's no more people down there buying out of the market. So what happens? The floor falls out, and that's when you break your resistance. Perfect example is right here. We come down and we test that 200 moving average multiple times, and each time we're taking out all the buyers. And then finally we get over here and there's no more buyers. They're fading out, and you can see that in the candles. You can see it within the wicks, in the bodies of the candles. Studying candles and learning what they mean will tell you a lot. I see so many people just looking at line charts, and line charts do not give you any information. In my opinion, all it does is give you the current price. You can draw trend lines and stuff on a line chart, but you're going to get way more information, way more to the story if you're looking at candles and you know what the candles mean and what they represent. And lucky for you guys, I have made a tool that is called the DCA Smart Candles, and when used, it will tell you where the doji candles are, where the bearish engulfing, where the bullish engulfing. Here later on in the stream, if I can remember, I will turn it on and show you how it works. But you can see how it phases out and we eventually break break that support. So again, that's why I'm surprised at this. There's not very many buyers down here, not very many buyers at all. So eventually I think we're going to break out of here, and even if it's just a wick, you know, we're going to get hung up in the 15 to 16 maybe for a little bit, but ultimately I think we're going to get down there to that 12,100, 11,005. Why? That's just the best part of the support, and we'll draw that box in there and show you. It kind of starts really good right here. That's your support. At least where it's very heavy, very significant, right? Normally we don't pay attention to areas this small. They're not that significant on a higher time frame chart. But in this case, it held up. But this is pretty significant area, so it would make more sense for Bitcoin to come down here and make a floor. And it would not take that much to get it there. And big institutional investors and the big whales, you know, why buy Bitcoin at 18,000 if we can very easily just push it down here to the 15 to 12. What up, Ralph Cooper? If the 12,000 area doesn't hold for some reason and we don't trade sideways here, if we make it down here, right guys, if we make it down here, this is a big if, because we may not. Everybody's very fearful right now. The fear and greed index is on extreme fear, and this is normally when you will get your dead cat bounces, or you will get an actual good reversal. So just be careful. I think that a reversal back up to the 21 day on a 3-day chart, so the 21 moving average back up to 21.3. If we look at it on a daily, 21.3 is right at the 50-day moving average. So I mean, it's possible that we would have a bounce back up to either the 21 or the 50. Most likely that 20,000, because it's starting to build a nice floor of resistance. 20,000 is going to be a wall before too long if we don't make a move up or down. You know, it's got to do something. In order for us to get out of the clear and even get back on the right track, we would need to get back above 24,000, 25,000, and we'd have to close 3 or 4 consecutive days above that price to even think about maybe being bullish. We scroll out onto the weekly, you can see it even clearer, the areas that we're looking at and why I think Bitcoin could go to where it's going to go. So if 12,000 broke, the next significant area starts at $9,999, and it goes down to $6,000. And it's very possible it goes there, you guys. I know it sounds crazy, but it is super possible. It's right there in the chart. The facts are in the chart. We do what the chart says. I don't care what the news says. I don't care what the interest rates get hiked up to. We go by what the chart's telling us. The chart told us months ago that Bitcoin could go down here to the $20,000 area, and that's exactly what happened. We were talking about this way before interest rates and all that stuff was even thought about, right? What up, Jacob Anthony? What do I think of QNT? I don't know what QNT does. I can say that. We can definitely look at a chart of it and see what I think about the price and where it's going. And that's one thing with me. You will never never hear me fanboy anything other than Bitcoin to you guys. I'm not ever gonna say, oh, you know, this coin is looking great and their use case is super awesome and I think you should buy it and blah 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 blah. I don't care what asset is, and to be 100% honest with you, when I'm in my trading accounts and I'm trading, I don't even look at what it is I'm trading. I'm just looking purely at the candles and at the setups, and if my trading plan and my setup is there, then that's what I trade. And half the time I have no idea what I'm even trading. So QNT, I know it's on bigger exchanges, so we want to go somewhere bigger where you got more information. Did I already go to Binance? Yeah, Binance probably has the most. Where are you trading it at, Jacob Anthony? That way I can pull up the right chart. I don't want to, I mean, it doesn't really matter. They're all pretty close, but. Ralph Cooper, hoping for 9K Bitcoin at this time. Well, bro, it's very possible. It's very, very possible that it goes there. I know Nem, he's calling 9,000. I mean, worst case, it could go all the way to 6. And who says that we don't get a stupid, dumb wick all the way down there? Bitcoin goes down to 9,000. I think it'll recover very quickly. I don't even think 15 to 16,000 on a Bitcoin would stay there very long. If you know what we know, right, and you could have an opportunity to buy Bitcoin at $15,000, knowing that it could go back to $60,000, $70,000 in the coming months, it's a no-brainer. All right, Jacob. So I'm a humongous moving average trader. I use the 50, the 21, and the 200 moving averages. They work the best on the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. Use them as support and resistance, but mainly I trade these when price action tests them. So that being said, looking here, it's actually a halfway decent looking chart. Price action is above the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is on the bottom, so that's really good. I'd like to see that 21-day moving average on top. When that's like that, this is a bull run scenario. It's not quite there. You do see that you got the 50 and 21. They're starting to converge on each other like they're going to do a bullish crossover. But it's been stuck in this little range here in between $111 and $98. And it's using this 21-day pretty much as support. Respected it very well. And looks like we closed yesterday's candle just above $100. That was right above that 21. But you got resistance right to the left of it. You look left on your chart, old support becomes new resistance. So this is a pretty significant area that it's built here for itself as far as resistance. So it would definitely need to get above $111 and close above $111 to go to the next area, in which if we stretch this across here, it's going to take a lot. Likelihood of that happening is very slim. I bet you it'll probably spike back up to this area and reject around the $106 mark, because this is a pretty significant area of resistance, like I said. But see, this is a good example of like a head and shoulders pattern that did the opposite of what it should do. So there's your shoulder, there's your head, there's your shoulder, and then it pumped. And it should have. Let me scroll out a little bit on the weekly and take a look at it. I want to get a bigger overall look here and see if there's a major trend that I'm missing. So this is a nice trend here. Let's see if we can. Oh, beautiful. Freaking beautiful. What I want you to do, Jacob Anthony, I don't know if you do too much TA or drawing on charts, but if you're on Binance right now, go to your daily time frame and draw this pattern that I got on this chart right here. And you're gonna watch this thing. If you do what I tell you, you're gonna be like, holy shit, that was awesome. So we're inside this pattern and we're near the end of it, so the breakout's coming. Usually 3/4 of the way to the pattern, it usually will make its move, but occasionally they do go all the way. We don't trade inside the pattern. It's pretty choppy. There's a lot of hit or miss. You could say, Jay, well, what the hell? You're missing a lot of money. Why didn't you take the trade here? Well, you necessarily didn't know this was a bottom. Neither here or there. Don't trade inside the pattern. This is a big pattern. That being said, this is pretty big. Normally, you know, you go a little bit smaller, like we could draw it in like this. So why don't we just do that? Oops. Boom. Now your trend lines, got to have multiple touches. If you go off a wick, you need to keep the line on the wicks. If you go off the body of a candle, so like if I scooched up and went off the body, then you got to stay on the body. No closing candles outside of your breakout pattern. But once you got this pattern drawn on there, you're going to wait and watch it. If this thing breaks out and it breaks above the pattern, you'll take a leveraged buy right here. So price comes up, it breaks out of the top of the pattern, you're going to buy, and then you'll put your stop loss back here inside the middle of the pattern. That way if something bad happens and it comes back, it'll tag you out at a decent spot. Now, if it breaks the bottom of the pattern, price comes down, you're going to sell, and then you're going to put your stop loss back inside the middle of the pattern. Your stop loss will be in the same place no matter which way you take that trade. And you can do this with spot. You don't have to leverage trade breakout trades. You can definitely do this with spot trading too. Doge and TRX. But it is respecting this. This is a pretty long trend line, and it's been respecting it. So if it breaks below the trend and it closes, you get a daily closing candle. So on the daily time frame, you get a candle that closes underneath this yellow line. That's bad. That's bearish. More than likely when that happens, you'll see it come back up, test as resistance. So if we break the bottom, it'll close, and then your next candle will come back up and it'll hit here as resistance, it'll reject, and then come shooting back down until you get down here to the next area of support. I know it seems like a lot and sounds super confusing. Join the Patreon group, we'll get you right. Or watch a lot of my videos. I talk about breakout trades a ton and explain how to do them. Some of the easiest, most low risk trading that you can do. And once you get the hang of how to do it and what to look for, you're going to love it. And that's all you're going to want to do is trade breakouts. Let's take a look at Ethereum. If you guys would have came to Friday night's live stream, you would have seen that we were talking about the Gods token. Oh man, that was a hell of a trade. I have the setup. I'll show you guys here in a minute. So over here on the daily, Ethereum, since the merge, has just been taking a crap. I got all kinds of crayon drawings. Alright. Log. Reset. Now I'm going to pull up the DCA oscillator. This is a tool that I have for the Patreon group. This is what they get. This thing has all kinds of measurements. It measures volume and momentum. So you can see on the daily we are nearing that oversold area. So it's poised that a bounce is coming for Ethereum. So if Ethereum does bounce back up, we'll probably, like Bitcoin, hit that 21 or 50 day. That 21 day sitting at $1,543. We scroll out, get off of there. Let me scroll back here and see. Yeah, I guess the only bit of resistance is going to be right around in this area at that 21 and 50. I would highly think that it's gonna reject around that 1600. 15 to 1600 is all the higher I'd say Ethereum is going to go for right now. It did get a death cross, had its death cross. That's all going as planned. Yeah, very bearish chart on Ethereum. And if it does bounce up a good long position, I mean, you'd make a lot of money if it pops back up there to 1530, which I'm sure it probably will, but I don't think it'll get any higher than that. I think it'll reject in that area. Oh no, Oz. 1800, I mean, that's not that far. That's, yeah, it's right up in this area. So, I mean, that's possible. It's possible. What up, Crypto Crag? Yeah, Purple Haze, that brings me to a good point too. Like, you can do these breakout trades on smaller time frames as well. But just remember, guys, the smaller the time frame, the smaller the move. Also, the smaller the time frame, the less you rely on what your tools are saying. The less accurate they are. The higher time frame that you're looking at, the more reliable the tools are, the bigger the move is, and the less that you have to look at the charts. But if you like scalp trading and you like, you know, getting in and out, the 15, the hour chart are like great charts to scalp trade. What do you mean, Ralph? Like anything that we're getting interest on? Let's go over here to the 1 week on Ethereum. Very important here on Ethereum. Finally got down under that 2 week 200 moving average, and we're actually below it. We got 3 days, 23 hours left in this weekly candle close. If Ethereum closes under that 200 week moving average, now remember, looking back at Bitcoin, right now is like the first time in Bitcoin history where we've been below this 200 week moving average. Ethereum was under it just for a short period and then hopped back up there, but we're back under it again. If it closes below this on Sunday, watch for that drop. Watch for that drop. And on a weekly, you can see it a lot better. We close under here, we'll probably hit that $813 mark. Why? There's really nothing else there. You got this little bit right at 1,036 holding us up. We'll go from right where it starts good, wrong tool. Right where it starts getting good. The top of that box is going to be at 1,230. The bottom of that box is going to be right around the 864. I know that kind of sounds crazy, you guys, but it's very possible. And if that little ass area doesn't hold up, the next little ass area is going to be right around $600. And if that don't hold up, it's all the way down there to the 300s, which is crazy. Crazy for Ethereum. And there's so many better things, honestly. I don't even think I would invest in it if it dropped down that low. Honestly. I might take a leverage trade on it, but I don't think I would put any Ethereum in my investment bag. I don't know. It's just something about it. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. The oscillator on the weekly is in the middle pretty much. So what that is saying is right now there's not very much momentum or volume moving around in Ethereum, which it all happened back here, right? It all happened back here pre-merge. That's what all this momentum and volume came from. We'll take a look at Ethereum Classic. Had high hopes for this going into it, but obviously once all the hash rate came over, and I mean we got pumps pre-merge. I didn't take profit on all of my Ethereum Classic. I have about half of it left that I kept, and I sold half of it Same thing like with Ethereum. This thing is down here at the oversold area just about. Once it gets into the oversold, it prints a dot, a green dot right here. And it only prints that green dot when momentum starts going the other direction. So we get down, we break the line at the oversold. We get down, once momentum clips off and we start to round back up, that's when it's going to print its dot. And that's when you take your buy or think about taking your buy. You always wait for confirmation. You don't just rely on the tool 100%. Wait for that confirmation. What is confirmation? The next closing candle. Whoa, Ralph Cooper. Dude. Dude, Ralph, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen across the board. Coinbase is going to be the same way. I guarantee it. Get blocked using Abra October 3rd unless accredited investor. Well, you know, fuck Abra. That's all I got to say. And this is why we do crypto, right? Who wants to be an accredited investor and everybody has to know everything that you're trading, you know what I mean? Ethereum Classic. It's below its 200-day moving average. It did have a golden cross back on the 20th of August. Had a golden cross, super bullish. For about 2 weeks, this thing was in a bull run scenario where the 21-day moving average was on top, the 50-day moving average was in the middle, and the 200-day moving average was on the bottom. This thing was picture perfect for a bull run scenario. It did make some moves. Perfect classic M pattern. Happened a couple times here. I love trading these. I love when they're in the bear market because you see a lot of these. This one happened to go all the way up into a double top, then down. This is kind of one. Here's a W. But these M's, I trade the shit out of them. And once you start seeing them, you'll see them everywhere. And then you'll know to trade them. Here's an M that only went 3/4 of the way up. So here's the top part, come back 3/4 of the way up, and then boom. You'll trade a lot of these now that you see them, and you'll see them in the bear markets. You don't see these too much when we're bull running. So now that you know about them, pay attention, trade them. Hash rate has dropped a good bit. A lot of coins hash as Bitcoin prices are on because Bitcoin prices are low. Well, if it's worth going back and putting my rig onto it, I will. Maybe I'll make more than what I'm making now. It's on flux. I'm barely making 1 flux a day. It's sickening. But if I wanted to expand, I guess right now is the time to do it, huh? It's just scary. Scary buying stuff right now. I don't know what to do. Let's take a look at dang old TRX. I haven't looked at it in quite a while. Ooh, Tron. It's down here at a big support area right now, so it'll be interesting to see if it keeps going. Oscillator showing that it's kind of close to the oversold, but has not made that bottom buy signal yet. So we'll see what's gonna happen here. If it was to pop back up, dude, it's got huge resistance at the 6 cent mark. I don't think it's gonna get back above 6 cents in a long time. What's crazy is that it just had a death cross on the 26th of August, which you don't hear nothing about Tron really in the news that much. So I'm surprised that it even had a golden cross to have a death cross. Let's see if we can draw some kind of trend in here. That looks great right there. Got a broadening channel. That's a pretty big one though. Yeah, Oz, it did. Flux, we'll look at that. Flux did have a golden cross on the daily. Most of the coins that were most talked about for hash rate switching to started to have very bullish charts. I made two really good trades on Ravencoin. Spot on Ravencoin, I made $700, and then I leverage traded it a few times on the way down, and made a few $100s. I made more on it on spot though, which is crazy, right? But yeah, I made more spot trading Raven the other day than I did leverage trading, but yeah, 6 cents going to be the area to beat for Tron. Man, it reminds me of a Litecoin chart. So many areas of resistance, and like significant ones too. So here was a trade on Gods. This was on last Friday night live stream. Me and Oz was talking about Gods token, and I was like, hey man, look at the chart, and this is what I drew on the chart. Now this would have been a breakout trade, okay? So this whole time, this is a huge pattern. You don't see patterns like this very often. So when you've seen this in the chart, if you even go back on to the video, you'll hear me say like, I think I might go in and trade this. But I didn't. And I completely forgot after the stream, and then a few days later when I opened up TradingView and clicked on this, I was like, holy shit, man. I bet you Oz is excited. And what's really cool about this is, so here's the pattern we drew. As soon as it breaks out, you buy. You take your buy right here. You put your stop loss back right here. This thing flew. It flew all the way up to where? Look left on your chart. Pretty big, significant area of resistance. You could have, there's a lot of volume and a lot of momentum that came in. That's why these wicks are right here. Sellers took control right away at these areas. And then you see it again over in this area, and then you see it again over in this area. So like there's like stair-stepped areas of resistance in here, and every single one of those areas damn near coincides with each one of these wicks on these 4 candles. Now that being said, try to get rid of these crayon drawings so I can make a little more sense. That being said, this is creating a bull flag pattern. Stretch it out a little bit more. Crazy long wicks on that thing though. Crazy long wicks. But this is a bull flag pattern, so I'd be watching this odds. This is probably going to jump up again. And if it does, I'm looking for that 200-day moving average. It's lining right up with that heavy resistance. That's up there at that 67 cent area. 65 to 67. And it's probably going to be a wick just like these ones were here. Probably wick up there and then reject. But that was a monster trade. I wish that I would have been paying attention and I would have went in there and took that trade after I seen it. But this is what I'm talking about going into your exchange and pulling up the little sidebar that has all your assets, and then it just shows you, you know, the percentages, green or red. That's all I'm looking at. And you scroll down, you see a trade like this, a setup like this with the candles. It doesn't matter what the ticker says. That could have been XRP and I would have traded that. That's how good it was. Yeah, let's jump over to Raven real quick. So Raven got a golden cross. Okay, the 50 crossed the 200. The 21 day is on top. Now this cross just happened, like just happened. Yeah, okay, so it's there on the candle. You can see it now, but as soon as I zoom in, it like kind of disappears out of there. But the golden cross happened, right? So let's see what happens with Raven. I bought Raven back at 3 cents, and I sold my first at right around 7 cents, where I made my $700. And then I shorted at the top. As soon as I sold on spot, I turned right back around in Bybit and I went short. And I took my profit at the 21. I did not get all of this. I expected this support right here, this old resistance. I expected that to be new support, but it blew right by it. But anyways, we're technically in a bull run scenario on the daily chart for Raven coin. Now, mind you, the 200-day and the 50-day moving average are still very, very close together. So this could definitely be a fake out, and that 200-day moving average could definitely pop back under the 50 and give us a death cross. And then this thing could tank all the way back down here to that 3 cent mark. I don't think it's going to get higher than 7-8 cents for a while. It's going to take a couple tries. Quite a bit of resistance in that area. A lot at the 9 cent, a lot at the 10 cent. But 5 cents is going to be the area to be. First and foremost, we got to get above 5 cents. We got to have a few consecutive days, maybe even a weekly candle or two, close above the 5 cent area before I start getting really excited about Raven coin. It is cheap enough though that it doesn't hurt to hold, you know, several thousands of them, just in case. Just in case. Here's gold. Wanted to show you guys gold. I feel like gold is definitely going to start making some moves, and it's going to go up, especially with these rate increases. Now, a lot of you may think that because the Fed raised the interest rates that the market was automatically going to go down. If you look back at the history of it, the stock, there's hardly any correlation with the interest rate hikes and stock market movements. And in fact, the stock market only ever went down one time because of an interest rate hike, and that was back in the 80s. So most of this stuff is priced in, you guys. This whole interest rate thing, we've known that this was going to happen for a long time now. It's been on the calendar, so this has been baked in. So yes, shit did go down a little bit, but it has been going down. I don't think the interest rate news has really had any effect as of right now on the market. And the interest rate hike does not hurt everybody. It only affects certain sectors. So like if you are a bank, for instance, and you loan money, it's probably good for you right now because it's, you know, higher rate, gives you a higher margin. It affects more things like mom and pop businesses, small tech startups, and things of that nature that actually have to buy inventory and stock and that kind of stuff. So there's pros and cons to all of it and everything. Obviously, we know though that raising the rates is not going to help, and it's not going to end inflation. But I think gold, everybody should be paying attention to gold. And if you do not want to be on a centralized exchange where you're buying and selling gold and having to go through all that bullshit of taxes right now, and you want to get on and make some money and keep making money for several years even, go join Phemex. Link for that is in the description. Go join that. You can leverage trade gold over there. Yes, you're not owning physical gold, but you can still at least trade it and make money off the price action of the gold. I'm trading over at Bybit, Phemex, Pionex for bots. I'm also over on PancakeSwap. Links for Bybit and Phemex are in the description. Use the links, you guys. They're not referral links. I'm an affiliate. It's two different things. You get way better stuff using an affiliate link versus a referral link. So go use the links. Go sign up. If you are in the US, turn that VPN on. But go sign up. Basically, if you go in and do the social media stuff, you can earn tons of bonuses worth several hundreds of dollars. You can use that on Bybit to pay for your trading fees, and Phemex, I do believe you can withdraw it. So, and there's all kinds of different tasks that you guys can do to earn them bonuses. And then as soon as you do all that and you get your bonus, then use it all up, trade for free for however long you can, shut it down, make a new one. I make new accounts every couple months using the same affiliate link. That way I'm affiliated to myself, but I'm still getting to take advantage of all the deposit bonuses and stuff like that. So use my link for the TradingView. You go sign up for TradingView, and you ever decide to get a paid subscription, you will get $30 for free. So they'll actually pay for part of your subscription, I mean. But definitely take advantage of the links. Firstrade is my favorite mobile app for stocks. Check them out. Just for signing up, $0 deposit, you guys will get a free stock. Take that free stock and instantly turn it into crypto. They are doing crypto trading over there as well. Free trading. They do not charge fees, and they're not sneaky like Robinhood where they can nickel and dime you. I really like Firstrade. They're really legit. I've been using them for several years now, so definitely check them out. It's worth signing up to them. I'm gonna take a look at the old Flux real fast. Wonder if KuCoin has more info. Yep, it does. Alright, so Flux had its golden cross, just like Brother Oz said earlier, back on the 19th of September. Again, if you were in our Discord, you knew about this. I was posting about it, telling everybody about the golden cross. And normally when we get bullish crosses, we're dumping before we're pumping. And that's exactly what's going on in this case. Now hopefully, because we dumped all the way down way too far where we shouldn't have, because we are under that 200-day moving average, which is never good on a daily chart. We are nearing the oversold area on the oscillator, but that 200-day, that 95-cent mark is resistance on Flux. You go up to about $1.12, starts the next big significant area, up to $1.27. So I think a spike up to the $1.27, $1.30 is very possible here soon. So keep an eye on Flux. This is what I am mining right now, for the record. Getting paid in them parallel assets. Even though mining sucks across the board, I'm still doing it, still stacking up something. And I figured if I was gonna mine at a loss, I might as well mine something where I can at least claim stuff here and there. And I'm really considering doing a Flux node. I think it's 1,000 Flux and to run a node. So if you were going to do that, you know, right now would be a good time to start it, because you're under $1. So you could get your 1,000 Flux for under $1,000 and start you a node. Be way cooler if it would drop down here to like 50 some cents. But I'm sure if that happened, they would raise what you would need to start a node, because I'd start 10 freaking nodes if Flux fell to 50 cents. I appreciate that, Gundy. Annihilate them likes for the best no bullshit TA on the tube. With that being said, guys, my time is over. I gotta get to bed, but I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming. And if you're new here, join the DCA Discord, sign up for TradingView, and then message Variant 8 inside the Discord. I will give you a free tool to use for TradingView. And wait a minute. Hang on, I got one thing real quick I want to ask. Oh, you know what? We'll do it on next week's video. That way I don't have to rush it. So next week we'll do a $20 Bitcoin giveaway. And I'll just ask a random ass question. And the first one to give me the right answer will win the $20 in Bitcoin. Or maybe we'll do like two $10 giveaways or something like that, so 2 people can win. And yeah, maybe we'll do some free tools or something. But we'll definitely do a giveaway. and all that good stuff. So tune in. You gotta definitely like and subscribe and join the Discord, and hit me up in that Discord for some free tools. I will give you this free moving average tool I got here, the one that I use more than anything. So don't miss out on that. Damn straight giveaway, buddy. And Oz wins most of the giveaways that I do, because usually I'll ask a random, and I do this randomly, like I'll just randomly ask a question and be like, all right, you know, first one who answers me, you know, will get $5 in Bitcoin. But he's always paying attention, and he knows exactly the answers, like to a T, like exactly how I'd answer it. It's crazy. And usually it's TA related questions, so if you watch my videos, it should be pretty easy for you to answer them. Thanks, Seb. Appreciate that, brother. I hope you guys learned something. What's up, Kyle Rosa? But I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see you next week. I might stop in on FA Friday night. I don't think I'm working this weekend, so I think it might be doable. But you guys have a good night. I appreciate all of y'all for coming. Until next time.